morning and welcome to this edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio, bringing you the news. I'm Harshni Patirana. Let's start off with your headlines.
News First headline.
Warnings continue for heavy rain and strong winds. University non-academic staff strike continues for the 27th day. Party leaders to meet in Parliament today. And in your international headlines, Israeli attack on Rafah tent camp killed 45, prompts international outcry. And in your sports, it's cricket. Sri Lanka to take on the Netherlands in the opening warm-up match for the 2024 T20 World Cup. The Department of Meteorology says that the prevailing showery and windy conditions are expected to continue further due to active southwest monsoon conditions. Accordingly, heavy showers above 100 meters are likely at some places in western and Sabargama provinces and in Nuwara Eliya district. Strong winds of about 50 to 60 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over western slopes of the Central Hills and in northern, north-central, western, southern and northwestern provinces and in Trincomalee and Monaragala districts. Meanwhile, the Met Department advises naval and fishing communities not to venture into the sea areas around the island, Arabian Sea areas and Bay of Bengal sea areas until further notice. The Met Department warned of strong winds up to 80 kilometers per hour in the Arabian and Bay of Bengal sea areas and further advised that winds in other sea areas could potentially reach to 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. And moving on to more local news, despite a lack of resolution to their concerns, university non-academic staff are continuing their strike for the 27th day today. Over 15,000 university non-academic staff launched this strike, demanding solutions for several issues, including the payment of the agreed monthly allowance and the provision of the 15% salary cut dating back to 2016. Now, the ongoing strike has significantly disrupted studies at many universities across Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, the Gramanildari Association says that it will continue its trade union activities. Their demands include establishing a service constitution, creating a unique salary structure, and increasing bonuses related to the service and earning due respect for their profession. On to your final local story for this hour. A party leaders meeting will be held at the Parliament this morning. A senior official of the Parliament said today's meeting will finalize the agenda for next week's parliamentary debates. Meanwhile, the Committee on Public Finance is also scheduled to meet today in Parliament.
International news.
In your international news for this hour, an Israeli airstrike triggered a fire that killed 45 people in a tent camp in the Gazan city of Rafah, officials said yesterday, prompting an outcry from global leaders who urged the implementation of a world court order to halt Israel's assault. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has called the deadly attack a tragic incident which his government is investigating. The Kuwaiti hospital in Rafah has been rendered non-operational, according to its director, due to intentional attacks by Israeli forces on staff and the surrounding area.
Sports news.
And finally, taking a look at your sports news for this hour, it's cricket. Now, Sri Lanka's first warm-up match for the 2024 T20 World Cup will take place today against Netherlands. The match is scheduled at 8 p.m. local time in Lauderhill, USA. T20 World Cup 2024, co-hosted by the USA and West Indies, will commence on the 2nd of June. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio. Thank you for watching.